Trevor, thank you so much for being with us in studio.
Good morning, Leanne.
The first question on my script says, how severe are the floods in the country? I think I can answer that. It's looking bad.
Yes, indeed. We are monitoring the situation, and we're certainly trying to manage the flow of water in those dams that we're able to control the outflow. Particularly area of concern at the moment is the Vaal Dam. This morning, as at 5:49, the dam was 107%
Wow.
full, and we're discharging around about 950 cubics out of the dam. That's 950 cubic meters per second.
Wow.
And what that means is that we could start seeing flooding in the dam from flooding in the river from below the Vaal Dam down to Vereniging and through past the barrage.
When was the dam this full that you can remember?
Look, the last time we managed floods of a similar size was in 2011,
Okay.
but that was a month earlier than we are now. So the rains are a little unseasonal in terms of the lateness of the rains and the intensity we're experiencing at the moment.
Have you given warnings out that the dam could break its banks?
The dam won't break its banks, it's the river that might break its banks.
Okay, so the river is what's of concern
The river
now.
is what's of concern, yeah.
Is there a warning that's been issued
Yes,
for that?
indeed. We work with the disaster management centres at the municipalities, and in this case on the Vaal River, the SABC district municipality issue warnings, and they monitor the situation downstream of the dam.
What about the residents living close by? Is there a word for them to possibly start evacuating, moving from that area?
Any word to evacuate will be issued by the disaster management. At the moment, we don't have any concerns about, along the Vaal River in particular, concerns about having to evacuate people. But it's the infrastructure very close to the river that we're concerned about. But the SABC municipality have advised people to remove their boats and to clear their boathouses, etc.
Okay. Where else in the country, we focused in on this, where else in the country are we facing flooding dangers? We
are in fact experiencing heavy rains in the Mpumalanga and Limpopo areas as well. And in fact, the information that I have this morning around Lephalale is that Lephalale roads are still blocked off and closed as a result of the flooding of the Mokhola Dam, where we're spilling at 995 cubics. So the issues there, and that water finds its way into the Limpopo River and eventually floods into Mozambique.
Wow. The Yixke River, I'm seeing that also seems to be quite full. Is that not at dangerous levels, or is it at that point?
Yes, indeed. The Yixke River and the smaller rivers flowing through the residential areas of Johannesburg are of concern. We don't, however, have any structures which we can regulate the flow in those rivers. So the municipalities have to take action and take care with the communities living adjacent to those rivers, and there will be flooding there.
Okay. What are the precautions or the warnings that we should be aware of that you are giving out to residents at this point now?
Well, first of all is to approach with caution any river crossings which might have water flowing over them, low-level river crossings. Not to think that you are bulletproof and you can get across those rivers safely. One should rather exercise caution and find alternative routes.
All right. And just, you obviously been in touch with the Weather Bureau. We're getting weather updates from Phil as well. Further warnings for today?
In terms of our engagement and the information that comes from SAWS, they're still predicting rain today and over the next 2 days. So we manage our system on that basis. The next other dam which we are obviously concerned about is the Bloemhof Dam. The water that's flowing out of Vaal has reached the Bloemhof. Bloemhof is 85% full, and that dam should start, will be 100% full by Sunday.
Sure. And clear weather, I know I'm reading in the papers, hopefully by Friday, things should start looking a bit better.
Correct, but the flood will take some time to dissipate.
Thank you for talking to us. Do you have a Twitter account that from the water authorities? And now I'm really asking a big question, so people can stay in touch and alert as to what's happening.
No, we don't. I've got a personal Twitter account, but I can't remember the address.
Okay, now you're a good Twitter user.
Yeah.
That's okay, don't worry about that. Trevor Blazer, Acting Director General at the Department of Water Affairs. No doubt they'll be in touch with the media, giving messages all the time to areas and residents living in the areas where you'll find that the flooding levels are getting higher and higher. But for the Vaal, my goodness me, 107% full. That's big stories. All right, let's take a break here on Morning Live. We've got the news at 7.